The entire ballroom erupted in laughter when the exhausted single father jokingly looked at the elegant CEO preparing for a charity luncheon and casually asked who the lucky man was that afternoon. No one expected the successful businesswoman to stop in her tracks, smile with tears gathering in her eyes, and quietly admit that she had secretly hoped the answer would be him all along. In that breathtaking moment, every conversation in the room faded away, and two people carrying years of hidden loneliness suddenly found themselves standing at the edge of a life neither believed they deserved. Before this emotional journey begins, if you believe kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances still have the power to change lives, please like this video, leave a thoughtful comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement today, and subscribe to our channel so our family and our community can continue growing through stories that remind us love often appears when we least expect it. Callum Barrett never imagined raising his 8-year-old daughter alone. After losing his wife to a sudden illness, every day became a careful balance between working as a landscape designer and giving little Maeve the childhood she still deserved. Their mornings were filled with school lunches, homework reminders, and encouraging smiles that often hid Callum's own exhaustion. He rarely complained because he believed his daughter needed hope more than she needed to know how difficult life had become. Across the city, Adrienne Holloway carried a different kind of burden. As the chief executive officer of one of the country's largest environmental development companies, she was admired for her intelligence and leadership. Newspapers praised her accomplishments, but very few people knew how lonely success could feel. Years of building a business had left little room for relationships, and after one painful betrayal by someone who valued her fortune more than her heart, she quietly convinced herself that genuine love no longer existed. Their paths crossed through a local children's charity that built accessible playgrounds and community gardens. Callum volunteered every Saturday afternoon with Maeve, planting flowers, painting benches, and helping families create safe places where children could laugh together. Adrienne attended as the foundation's largest donor but preferred working alongside volunteers rather than standing behind cameras. Unlike everyone else, Callum had no idea who she really was. To him, she was simply a kind woman who never hesitated to carry heavy boxes, kneel beside children planting flowers, or spend hours listening to families share their dreams for better neighborhoods. Week after week, an easy friendship developed. Maeve adored Adrienne almost immediately. She admired the way Adrienne patiently listened to every story, remembered every child's birthday, and somehow made every volunteer feel important. One bright Saturday, the charity hosted its largest fundraising luncheon. Guests arrived wearing elegant clothing while volunteers prepared decorations. Watching Adrienne adjusting flowers before greeting donors, Callum smiled warmly and teased her about looking too impressive not to have someone special waiting for her. He wondered aloud who the lucky man would be that afternoon. Instead of laughing it away, Adrienne quietly admitted that she had secretly hoped the answer would someday be him. The room fell silent. Even those who barely knew them could sense that the words came not from confidence but from extraordinary courage. Callum stood speechless. No expensive gift or dramatic gesture had ever affected him so deeply. For the first time since losing his wife, he realized his heart had quietly begun healing without him noticing. Yet happiness brought difficult questions. Callum worried that people would believe he only cared about Adrienne because of her wealth. Adrienne feared that dating a widowed father would place unwanted attention on Maeve. Rumors spread quickly after photographs from the luncheon appeared online. Some questioned Callum's intentions. Others accused Adrienne of making an emotional decision that might distract her from leading her company. The criticism hurt them both. Rather than allowing gossip to define their future, they chose patience. They continued volunteering together every weekend, allowing actions to speak louder than opinions. Months passed. People noticed something impossible to fake. Callum treated Adrienne exactly the same whether cameras were present or not. Adrienne continued supporting Callum's volunteer work without trying to change his simple lifestyle. Maeve watched their friendship grow into quiet love built on trust instead of appearances. Everything changed during the opening ceremony of the largest playground the charity had ever completed. Hundreds of families gathered beneath clear blue skies. Children raced across colorful play equipment while parents smiled through grateful tears. During the celebration, one elderly volunteer shared how Callum had spent years helping strangers long before meeting Adrian. Another family described how Adrian anonymously paid for playground equipment without ever seeking recognition. Those heartfelt stories silenced every remaining rumor. People finally understood that kindness had brought these two hearts together long before romance ever entered the picture. As applause echoed across the park, Callum looked toward Maeve. She smiled brightly and nodded with the quiet wisdom only children sometimes possess. In that simple moment, he realized moving forward did not mean leaving the past behind. It meant honoring the love he had lost by allowing new happiness to enter his life. Adrian also discovered that true success had never been measured by company profits or business awards. It was measured by finding people who loved her for the person she was when titles disappeared. Together they expanded the charity's programs, creating more community gardens, playgrounds, and scholarships for children facing difficult circumstances. Their relationship inspired countless volunteers to believe that compassion often creates the strongest foundations for lasting love. Before this story reaches its heartfelt ending, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a meaningful comment telling us whether you believe the strongest relationships begin with friendship and kindness, or share a moment when someone unexpectedly restored your faith in love. As another beautiful afternoon came to a close beneath warm sunshine, Callum watched Maeve laughing beside Adrian in the very garden where their journey had begun. He understood that life sometimes writes its happiest chapters only after unimaginable loss. Adrian finally realized that the greatest achievement of her life was never building a successful company but building a family filled with trust, laughter, and unconditional love. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. May we all remember that when kindness brings two wounded hearts together, the future often becomes more beautiful than either of them ever dared to imagine.